Unfortunately, this is happening, that what happened a minute ago, people cannot remember. And we are beginning to assume it's normal. This is not good. This is not normal. Because everything in this body is designed to last a lifetime. Sometimes due to injury or infection or something else, an external aggression of some kind may destroy something. But we're destroying something from internally. That is the dumbest way to do things. But we are doing that large scale. If you want to really fix it for the entire population, if you don't overhaul the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry and the water systems, those who supply water to you, and think what kind of genius would add poison to water and drink it? Every city dweller is doing this. If you don't understand what I'm saying, put 10% chlorine in your drinking water, 1 cup of water, and drink it and see what happens to you. Only thing is, you think by taking it in mild doses, you will die slowly. Of course you will. In my understanding, sir, if I'm wrong, please tell me. How I see and how I know life is, the tiniest organism that's here, whatever you want to call it, I don't go about christening them with different names. These foundational life which is there, whether it's in a plant, animal, human beings, this life in its fundamental design and structure is not different from ourselves. We are different only in complexity and sophistication, but fundamental design of life on this planet is essentially same. Plant, animal, worm, insect, human being, everybody has the same fundamental design. Just complexities and sophistication of things as they go on is different, of course. So what kills a minute bacteria also will kill me if I take the same thing in a higher dose. Am I okay, sir?
Absolutely.
Am I sounding scientific to you?
Absolutely.
So, we coming to this conclusion, if we mildly poison ourselves, we will be okay. Where does this come from? So, there are many families whose children, both in India and also some in New York City, coming to me and saying, Sadhguru, our children are sick, their physical constitution is so weak, they're becoming asthmatic and they're struggling daily. At least, 3 to 4 weeks in a year, they're in hospital. I say, you made enough money. You may not be a billionaire, it doesn't matter. You have enough money to buy 10 acres of land somewhere in Iowa, if you want to, or Tennessee or somewhere. If you really love your children, just move there. Homeschool them, ask them to work on the land half the day, you will see they will grow up as robust youth. After that, let them do whatever they want. So, this whole urban dwelling, where people… no wonder all of you are always experimenting on rats. We've all moved in like a pack of rats into one place, piled up into tall buildings. Now, infections are a serious thing. At that level of proximity, all kinds of things will transmit. See, if the same pandemic, the coronavirus, had happened here, let's say 2 centuries ago, somewhere in one part of the world, a few people would have died. Today from Wuhan, it seems they were telling me, I don't know what these numbers are, they say in those 2 months, some 2,700 flights took off from Wuhan to the rest of the world. Oh, this is transporting a disease, all right. If there was no air traffic, they would have spread among themselves, maybe people would have been resilient enough to handle it, it would have been over. Probably 1,000 times these events have happened without any impact on human life. Now, because of the proximity of human beings, anything that comes goes like that. So can we all spread out, move away from the cities and live in farms? That's not a reality. Not everybody can do it, the nature of our professions, work, various things won't allow that, lifestyles, all this. But if you find you are too susceptible to live in large groups of people, you must do that, that's one thing. About the food that you eat, one most important thing, I don't know how it is seen by the biome science people. In yoga, any food that we cook, if it is more than 1.5 hours after it came off the stove, we won't eat it. I don't have to know the timing when it was cooked, if it appears in front of me. If I just look at it or place my hands on it, I know whether to eat it or not eat it, because body is sensitive to these things. This is the most sophisticated mechanism on the planet, that's what I think. So what do you think, sir?
No, I agree.
This is the supercomputer, this is the supercomputer, this is the motherboard for all the supercomputers, isn't it?
It is.
So, such an sensitive instrument you have, but you can't feel anything. This is because we don't know how to manage our cerebral activity, it's going crazy. Because we're talking about gut, we can use this word, this is a mental diarrhea which is going on. When there is diarrhea, you can't enjoy food. Similarly, when there is mental diarrhea, your abilities of the mind will come down significantly. Will it happen in terms of loss of memory? Will it happen in terms of loss of other faculties? Will it happen in terms of loss of discrimination? This is happening to people and people think it's normal. Let me tell you my life's example. My great-grandmother lived to be 113, 113 years of age. She is married to a very rich, wealthy man. And those days in India, these are called landlords, they have large amount of land and they're into a very large business activity and all this. After her husband died when she's 68 years of age, she moved out of the house and built a small temple for herself, not for a god, for herself. You must understand, these are Indian women. This is an Indian woman, she builds a temple for herself. No other deity, she goes and sits there. Built with her own hand a small little temple. And people gather to meet her because people think she has solutions, and she had. So I'm just a little boy at that time and we all go to our native place during the summer vacations only. 35 to 40 days is what I get to spend in that town, otherwise we're all living in cities. So when I go there, and we are about 36 of us children, between the age groups of 3 to 20, all cousins, cousin brothers and sisters, a whole bunch living in various parts of the country, all coming down for the summer. So at that time, because children are there, she would come. By then, she was 100 plus. Like this, ramrod straight, she is. And from the farm, from her temple, she walks home, which is about 2.5 kilometer walk. And she walks, spends the day with us and everything. And she lives a certain life. There's another dimension to her life, let's not go there, in terms of food I'm saying. If you give her breakfast, first thing is, she will take it and feed the ants, she'll feed the squirrels, she'll feed the sparrows. More than half will be gone to this. And some days she will eat the remaining. Some days she simply sits there watching them eating and tears will be… she'll have tears flowing out of her eyes. So some self-appointed advisors are always there, even I have them around me. They go and say, "Hey, you old woman, you will die like this without eating." She will just laugh and sit there. All these advisors died. She went on living. And when she was 14 years of age, she got married. In India, the culture is such, an unmarried woman cannot smoke. Once she gets married, it's her choice. If she wants to smoke, she can smoke. So she exercises choice on day one. So, I've seen her smoking the bidis, it's pure tobacco leaf, just like that, nothing in… just the leaf itself, the outer thing itself is tobacco leaf. She will smoke it with inside, the fire inside, like that, not outside. Every day she smoked and every day she chewed tobacco. At the age of 111, she got throat cancer. She simply said. She made her own liquid, till the last day she was cooking for herself. With her own hands she makes a little bit of liquid diet and slowly sips it in. And simply sits there, no hospital, no painkiller, no doctor, simply sat there. About maybe 15 to 18 months, something like that, she suffered enormous pain, but she didn't say a word. And she died at 113. I'm saying, till the last day, she's as sharp as anybody, okay? This is very much possible for every human being, it's just how you keep yourself. Now we are thinking, if you're 50, blood pressure is normal, if you're 60, loss of memory is normal, what is this? This is not the way human body is made. This is made in such a way, as long as you live, all these things can work. No spectacles, she would read.
Yeah.
At what… when I have seen her at 105, 106, at that age she sits and reads without spectacles.